Welcome back to the break room, everybody. We've got an exciting episode today. Blade loses its director. Ryan Reynolds, a tease. What? She-Hulk clips. And we give our She-Hulk predictions before episode 7. Wow, we got a lot to talk about today. With me to do that talking live from the new Rockstars actual break room here at our HQ.
That was a genuine cough. It was not.
only doing disingenuous coughs. We've got Brandon Barrick. We've got Jessica Clemons. And Tommy Bechtold.
Oh, God.
I thought he was going to barf.
And I'm Zach Huddleston. We're all thrilled to be here. Thank you to everybody who's been in the chat already. Folks throwing us super chats. We appreciate you. For today, if we hit $250 in super chats, we're going to do a bonus 15 minutes at the end of the show. We've got a full show planned. We'll do even more show where we answer all of your Blade and Deadpool 3 questions. But that'll only happen if we hit $250. Otherwise, everybody can go to bed early. Yeah. But first, I think we should get into the headlines.
Oh, baby.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Okay, so yesterday's episode was devoted to the Deadpool 3 announcement.
Yes.
Featuring Wolverine. We got another video today from Ryan Reynolds on social media. Another Deadpool 3 video. I think, John, do we have this video here to play?
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
You have questions.
Yes. I had a lot of questions. I'm sure you had a lot of questions, but rest assured, we're going to answer them right now. Like, for example, how is Wolverine alive after Logan?
Logan takes place in 2029. Totally separate thing. Logan died in Logan. Not touching that. What actually happens in our film is these... Thank you, Kevin Feige.
Love you, Kevin Feige. Thank you, MCU.
Hugh Jackman's Australian?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
Nor.
The boy from Oz. He's the boy from Oz.
Yes. Of course, that was mostly a bit, right? We removed the original song in that video, covering up most of their dialogue. Was "Jitterbug" by Wham for copyright strike purposes. We removed that and replaced it with some generic music. Good work there, producer John. But so not any necessarily new Deadpool news.
To the naked eye.
Oh.
What about to the clothes?
Did you discern something?
Yes, my sources over at Beck Tech. You know, I employ a staff of 2,000 people to research my points. That's how I get all these hot takes and cool snakes on this show. I got 6 snake guys.
Are you going to address the fact you're wearing a tiara?
Oh, I won it yesterday, and I was crowned princess of the break room. And,
Wait, what?
It's a lifetime appointment.
Mystery buckets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, I am now, with the death of the queen and everything else going on, I am forced to take on my duties as princess of the break room, and I have to take them very seriously. Now, I think, of course, you watch that video and you go, ha ha, oh, Ryan Reynolds, what a goof, and oh, Hugh Jackman, he's kind of silly too. Look closer at the gestures. Everything means something. Put all the hand signals together, and what you'll get is Deadpool 3 is a musical comedy that will be partially animated by the folks at Pixar about feelings that go on inside your head. That's right. Inside Out 2 and Deadpool 3 are the same movie.
Oh, okay.
3 becomes 2, becomes 1. 3 minus 2 is 1. All of the numbers are there.
Numerology.
Mark
I
of the
like it.
beast.
I like it.
The president is a lizard.
Okay. What is this? The rehearsal episode 3?
Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
Well, some actual news about this. Because of another, actually, it's one of the images that shows in that clip, or no, I'm sorry, this was separately released on social media, an image of Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman, and Sean Levy. There it is, right?
Yeah.
Like, it appears to be taken at the same time the film was shot, and so we're thinking both this video and the video that came out yesterday were shot by Sean Levy,
yeah.
who's set to be the director of Deadpool 3. He also directed Free Guy and some other films.
It'd be cool if they were actually filming part of Deadpool 3 in that house. And then they were like, this is the first day of shooting, but we haven't told anybody. And let's get some scenes of Hugh and Ryan kissing. And, you know.
I like what Go Team Gas said in the chat. Maybe they'll put out a video every day.
Yes.
Until September 6th, 2024.
And that's that's the movie.
And that was
then they released the movie.
That was the movie.
What a commitment. I don't know that it will play well if the videos we see are in order.
You never know.
But we're excited. And actually, Eric Voss is going to have a full breakdown of all the Deadpool 3 news on the new Rockstars channel coming up very soon. I think it's coming out on the channel tomorrow, Thursday. So keep an eye out for that. He's going to go into detail about everything we know about the movie and comic book implications and all that kind of stuff. And we're going to keep speculating and have a lot of fun. As long as Mr. Reynolds will keep that drip of content coming, we will keep suckling.
Came through drip.
Drip. In other Marvel news, Werewolf by Night is the review embargo has been lifted, and so far it has a perfect score on Rotten Tomatoes, 100% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
It's only 7 reviews.
Okay, there was I was waiting for the implications.
But Tommy, you've probably had 7-ish girlfriends in your life, and how many of them would give you a positive review?
I would say close to 0. I would say I'm currently scoring an 11%.
Okay, Rotten Tomatoes.
Jesus.
You can't trust Rotten Tomatoes, though. You got to let the fans review, too. And I've got a lot of fans, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
Didn't Marvel recently have something? Wasn't it Miss Marvel had like really positive Rotten Tomato reviews?
Yeah.
Yes.
For most of its
and some of this is that a lot of the major publications, your Varieties, your New York Times, or whatever, their reviews don't come out until later, right? So these are maybe more like niche industries or industry people or
there's a weird one called like the Werewolf Press, the Howler, Moonstruck News.
What did Moonstruck News have to say about the movie? Okay. And
wow.
in Werewolf, that's a good review.
Yeah. That's an A+. But
I actually, what's funny is Wired magazine has weighed in on it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. This is one of the longest reviews they've ever had. They went, wow!
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
But even besides this, like, it's just a good sign for this. And again, everything we've heard about this, our own Eric Voss, everything he's been picking up from the grapevine there is that this special presentation is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Very special.
And we're going to come back and talk about this more in the context of Blade and all the Blade news that's been coming out in a few minutes. But we also there's a new She-Hulk clip ahead of episode 7 coming out tonight. It was in one of the original trailers from the series. It's got Man Bull, Blonsky, Jen, El Aguila, and those other characters kind of in that therapy-looking setting. I think, do we have this asset to show as well, John?
Well, I've already wasted half a Sunday on this expedition, so I'm gonna get moving. Oh my God. Ah, hey! What the hell?
Wait.
What the hell is going on?
It's just 2 men working through their resentments in a safe environment, Jen.
Sorry, that's my fault.
You know what? Apologize to my Prius Prime with money.
I will absolutely apologize to your Prius if that'll make you feel better. Brother Blotsky's actually taught me a lot about taking responsibility for my anger. Man Bowl, it was a weird lab experiment, don't ask.
And I am El Aguila. And before you make assumptions, no, I am not a matador. That would make the two of us fighting pretty cliche, no?
He's working through some identity issues here,
I
Jen.
am not the one with the issues.
All right.
I know exactly who I am. I am a swashbuckler.
You keep saying that like it's an actual occupation.
I am a swashbuckler. I love the way he says that.
Yes.
And also, apologies to El Aguila, I think is how he pronounced it. I think I put a gui on
I'm
that
not gonna give it a shot.
I don't know. However I'm saying it is wrong. But,
I like the She-Hulk deflating noise. It's like someone needs to go back and edit in like balloons losing air noises every time.
That was a fart. Those are 2 farts. Oh, that was also funny.
But yeah, it looks like we're in for a really silly episode with a lot of, as of now, new characters that we haven't yet seen in the series.
Well, checking back in with Blonsky too, which we knew we would eventually. But it's still kind of like up in the air who the major overall villain is in all of this. I mean, we mostly think it's Todd, but is Emil gonna break bad at any point in this movie? I don't know.
Interesting. You think he might be in cahoots with somebody who could be the big bad?
Could be, but he does seem like he wants out the game.
Yeah.
He just wants to chill with his 7 ladies.
He seems sincere. His 7 soulmates. Yeah, absolutely. And so in a moment here, we're going to talk about all this big Blade news. Not big Blade, but there's a lot of big news about Blade coming out in the last day. Real quick, we want to shout out our friends at Disney's Emoji Blitz. I got to tell you, this is absolutely true. I've been playing this game nonstop while I watch TV or do other things. It is a blast. Disney's Emoji Blitz. It's a fun match 3 game that it's a 60-second round, so you can jump in while you're in the bathroom, while you're riding the bus.
60 seconds in the bathroom? The hell are you doing?
He's a healthy man. What I like most about all these Zoom
Do they have hour-and-a-half rounds?
What I like about the Zoom meetings that are still going on in society and at our job all the time is you can just play a game a little bit below this camera and keep playing a game, and you look like you're paying attention.
Have you been doing that?
I don't know.
Every morning at 10 o'clock I'm playing.
You'll never know.
No, those are meetings that I arrange. Don't be doing that. But yeah, if you want to be, distracting yourself during a boring Zoom, you could do it then. And this is a little match 3 tank game that's super simple, really fun, very addictive. It's got Disney, Pixar, and Star Wars characters. You could be doing, Pluto, Ariel, Mickey, all those kind of fun characters.
Tom, who do you like to play with?
I'm always trying to match Cogsworth with Miss Minutes and Lumiere.
No.
But unfortunately, when you do that, they just smash Miss Minutes so hard she breaks in half.
Oh, okay.
And then her gears fly everywhere.
Good.
This is
Why
so
would
strange.
I was just interested.
I had a donkey, an ogre. Wait, wrong franchise.
Okay,
Sorry.
so download Disney Emoji Blitz using our link. You get yourself a fun, free game. You also help support the channel here, both Breakroom and New Rockstars in general. Go to jamcity.me/emoji-rockstars. That's jamcity.me/emoji-rockstars. Thank you to them for
Get those
sponsoring
Star
the
Wars
shows.
emojis in there. Don't forget about them, guys. They're important too.
Take me to Jam City, you guys.
We can't afford it.
Are you begging someone out there to take you to Jam City?
Wow.
Take me out to dinner. First discussion, you guys. So Blade just lost.
You see me in the Jam City yard, best believe what's going on. Hey, yo!
Hey, yo.
Blade just lost their director, Bassam Tarek, it seems what they said in interviews. They said due to continued shifts in our production schedule, Bassam is no longer moving forward as director of Blade, but will remain an executive producer of the film. Of the film.
Flim Flam Flam?
Of the Flim Flam Flop. Of the film. And then Marvel said in a statement to THR, that is
The Hollywood Reporter.
The Hollywood Reporter. We appreciate his talent and all that work that he's done getting Blade to where it is, which is a nice little sentiment. Oh my God, you guys, I'm coming.
Oh, there'll be settlements, but
There'll be
yes.
settlements. And also, production was slated to begin in August, but it was pushed to November. And through the casting breakdown, it indicates it may be further to November 2023 release window. But you guys, I don't think this is completely negative news.
Well, and real quick, so this movie was slated to come out next November, right?
Correct.
November 2023 is when this movie was going to be filmed, finished, and released.
That's what they announced at Comic-Con this year when they showed the big Phase 5 graphic. They're like, boom, Blade, it's coming, here we go.
So for a big budget
there
film,
you go.
this is a little late in the game to be changing directors, especially they've fired or moved away from the last director. They have not yet announced a new director.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have news to make this better, but the former senior film reporter at Collider, Jeff Snyder, says, I'm told that the current Blade script is roughly 90 pages and features exactly 2 lackluster action sequences. Mahershala said to be very frustrated with the process, and Feige said to be spread too thin. But hey, that's just what sources are telling me. Don't shoot the messenger. So it's like 90 pages? That's not a lot of pages.
Well, but typically movies are a page per minute, and maybe if there's,
they're still not finished. They're still in like the treatment phase, or like in between treatment and full
I also wonder if they're just not, they haven't honed in quite on what the story and tone of this movie is going to be.
Well, and that's what we want to talk about, right? Yeah.
Because, the original 3 Blade movies were their own standalone thing. They were kind of just like horror action films with Wesley Snipes as Blade. This has to fit into the MCU. So even if you want to kind of keep it that he's this like, by night going around and killing vampire, I don't think they can really do that. I think they we've theorized that it might be a monster hunting type movie. And I wonder if maybe they just haven't hashed out exactly what he does in between hunting down these monsters, right?
Yeah. So another piece of news that's come out, right, is that Beau DeMayo, who was in the writer's room for Moon Knight and is the head writer of X-Men 97, is supposedly working some on the script. So, I mean, Moon Knight especially, right? Like Moon Knight is so associated with Werewolf by Night and kind of other a Midnight Suns characters and demons and monsters and things like that. Like, could we be heading towards some kind of a crossover there?
Well, I'll say this. Unlike Feige, it does appear that DeMayo isn't spread too thin.
Boo. Boo. I think you guys are right that because everything is so connected, when these little changes here have big ripple effects and changes movies further on. Like we were talking earlier about how WandaVision's popularity kind of changed the story in Multiverse of Madness, and they did many weeks of reshoots, a lot of reshoots for that movie. They always do reshoots. They did a lot more. They added in more Scarlet Witch in that movie, and it probably really changed the story. So any small changes they make to any other property could have bigger ramifications. And all we know about Blade in the MCU right now is that he showed up to Dane Whitman, who had the Ebony Blade, and he was like, "Are you ready for that?" Or "Don't touch that," or "Hey, get in my car," or whatever he had to say. So it does seem like,
get out of my dreams.
It seems like they were gonna, whatever Blade's first thing was gonna be was maybe a team up of some sort.
Could still be.
Yeah,
could still be the case.
Still very much be.
Yeah. Well, and we've talked about a couple of things that have happened recently, and also real quick. There's a long history of Marvel changing directors, right? Like the first Ant-Man movie was set to be
what's his name?
Edgar Wright. Sorry. Yeah, I kept wanting to say Simon Pegg, who makes all the movies with Edgar Wright, but it's not Edgar Wright. Edgar Wright, there was a real quick switch. They dropped in Peyton Reed, not too far out.
They stayed on schedule, I think.
And that got released, and that's a beloved franchise within the MCU. Obviously, more recently, Scott Derrickson was set to be the director. He directed the first Doctor Strange movie. He was set to do Multiverse of Madness. Got pulled out. Sam Raimi dropped in kind of last minute. Right. That
John Watts left Fantastic Four.
That's right.
Oh, that's right.
And it was like, I don't know.
Well, and Matt Shackman was set to direct a Star Trek movie. And so there's a lot of shuffling of directors
and
here.
It could be a situation where Boston Tarek had like an idea for this movie, and they liked it. He was working with the writer. They're building it out, and then they come to him and they're like, okay, because they picked a writer for this in February of 2021. So they've been working on a story for a long time. I don't know when the director came on board, but if you have this story you want to tell, and they come in and they're like, okay, we love your story, but also we've changed things about 7 other movies, so now we need you to include this in your movie. And you're like, I don't really want to make that movie anymore. And they're like, that's fair. You part ways amicably. And again, this is better than them being 2 months into shooting, 3 months into shooting, and being like, this isn't working. Right. And we're gonna have to switch.
I also think like we kind of talked about this a little bit, but like Marvel's not afraid to adapt to what moviegoers and viewers are responding to, right? And it seems like Werewolf by Night, they have a hit on their hands.
Yeah.
Right? So maybe, perhaps, with the success of Werewolf by Night, they're actually like, well, we've got to integrate some more of these themes and this tone to the Blade movie to continue like the spooky side of Marvel. Yeah. So, I mean, perhaps I'm wearing this tiara.
I'm so mad about it. Give it to me.
It only makes your points more salient.
I've been watching it this entire time, waiting.
Well, and what we were talking about of like, because Marvel,
it's in its rightful place.
There hasn't been like a definitive kind of Marvel horror property. There were certainly some scary parts of Multiverse of Madness, whatever. But if Werewolf by Night is kind of going to be the first test of that as a tone for a Marvel property, and it's super successful, maybe they're all like, oh yeah, more of this, please, right? Please make Blade be this way. And I can't remember, was it Brandon or Tommy was talking about this earlier in the office? What if this is less Blade hunting vampires and more Blade hunting monsters as a vampire? right?
okay.
It's a little
You
easier
think-
then
yeah.
to fit into the MCU because to just be like, oh yeah, during Iron Man 2, there were also vampires all over the world. We never mentioned it. No Avengers have ever fought them or encountered them,
Right.
but they've been there the whole time. Rather, maybe there's not a ton of vampires in the world. There is Blade, who's half vampire, and he's going to go hunt things like Man-Thing, Werewolf by Night, whatever, other
Well,
creatures.
is this part of the multiverse saga in that, like, now that He Who Remains is dead, there have never been vampires in our universe, but now they can get in. Because we know that TVA has dealt with them at some point.
Yes.
But for whatever reason, they haven't been a problem on our
in
our world.
We know the TVA has dealt with them because there was an episode of Loki where
Yeah,
they
he
directly
mentions. Mobius mentions like we've dealt with vampires. We've dealt.
Yeah.
That was a great Owen Wilson impression. Vampires. No, it's George Bush. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, it does come out as.
Hey, you got your vampires. Vampires. They're bad. They want to suck your blood. That's bad. Rest in peace.
Still alive.
Wait, George W?
He's dead to me.
Why
He's
are
dead to
you
me,
so
Tommy.
sad?
His dad is dead.
I know.
1,000 points of light.
But yeah, all in all, like we wanted to talk about this because it was a big story today. But it's not. I don't see it as like a bad thing.
Yeah.
You know, get your house
We
in order.
wish
do what you gotta
Bassam
do. Yeah.
Tarek luck in whatever other projects he's doing that aren't Blade, and we especially wish Blade luck because we all are rooting so hard
they
for
want to
that
make a good
movie.
movie. They're trying to make a good movie.
And as
like
I
it.
say at Jersey Mike's 3 times a week,
The sandwich place?
bring on the mayo.
He goes, Tommy, stop asking.
More mayo, please. Da mayo.
And I still think like Blade is gonna have something to do with Kang, so like that might be where this problems are brushing up to. They don't know how to integrate Kang, or they're having problems integrating.
Because
Kang
this
into the
movie
story.
was set to release not too far ahead of Fantastic Four, right? Or no, I'm sorry, I'm a year off.
You're thinking Deadpool now.
Yeah.
It was towards
This
the
is
end
going
of
to be the
Phase
end
5.
of 2023. Yeah. So, but like deep into this kind of Kang Dynasty arc
Right.
of
and
films, right?
This casting notice that we had heard about, they were looking for extras that could pull off the look of like a different time period, like women who didn't have like braids or extensions or colored hair, or like men who didn't have like closely shaved hair because it wasn't the
the
style
zero fade?
of the
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
So we're
we
guessing
don't know the time
70s,
period.
80s, sometime like that. Yeah.
But
I could have been in this.
you could have been in it. You could still be in it because they haven't shot those scenes yet. But the fact that they were doing that made us think like, oh, is this movie going to be set in modern day? Because the casting notice said this film takes place in the past. But they might just tell extras the whole movie takes place in the past. They don't have to tell them everything. They were only needed these extras for like a week, so I don't think the whole movie takes place in the past.
Yeah.
But I think it is dealing with time. And if they're going to have Kang and Blade interact in any sort of way, time is going to be part of that. There is a weird comic where like Dane Whitman with the Ebony Blade goes up against Kang and is able to fight him because he's not an Avenger. It's a very strange story. But there is a small history of that, and the fact that all we know of Blade in the MCU is that he's talking to Dane Whitman. If he needs that Ebony Blade for some reason, if like the blade and the 10 rings and the bangle, they all come together, and these artifacts are how they're able to beat Kang, like that might be how this all ties together in the end. And in the end, this movie gets pushed back. There's no way it comes out on the day they're saying it comes out.
Now
That'd be lit.
Okay, not mid at all. We've been speculating. What are the odds, right? We keep like maybe trying to push this. Werewolf by Night is changing their ideas going forward. What are the odds that Werewolf by Night director Michael Giacchino maybe gets announced as the next director?
What are the odds? How much money you put on it, Jessica?
Not a lot.
Not a lot?
Yeah.
They're giving him a lot of fluff pieces. He's getting a high praise for his work.
And again, the last time a Marvel director, left, they grabbed a big name in Sam Raimi.
Yeah.
Who's a big name that would do a Blade movie?
Spielberg.
I mean, Guillermo del Toro
Scorsese.
Guillermo del Toro made Blade 2. He's out there. I
That's
don't know that
true.
he
It
needs to
would
make
cost
another
too much
Blade
money.
movie.
And I don't think they would put that
Also,
much money.
put him back on Hellboy. I want another Hellboy.
Oh, give
from
me my
Guillermo.
third
6
fucking
words for
Hellboy.
you. Peter Jackson is not really available.
Okay, thank you for those 6
I know a director who's looking for a new project.
What's their name?
Could be their third big movie. Olivia Wilde.
Oh.
Come on, Trent. Let's see it.
Let's worry, darling.
Yeah, don't worry, vampire.
Played by Olivia Wilde. Come on. Show me what you got.
Ooh.
Wild on DeMeo.
Well, we'll know.
The Softy brothers making a Blade movie? That would be
I believe it's
intense.
pronounced Safety.
I thought you meant the Softy brothers, the soft serve guys.
I was going to say, that's Tommy and I's nickname.
That's our tag team, the Softy brothers. But we don't do wrestling.
No, here goes the Softy boys.
We're not wrestlers.
Oh, no, never mind.
They'll fight you off
The
with
Safety
every
brothers who made
appendage.
Uncut Gems. I mean, that would be...
No, they made Uncut Gems.
Yeah, that would be a very handheld, frenetic, single shot.
I mean, that would be an intense vampire.
I mean, there's a lot of great horror directors out there. You know, the guy who just did Barbarian, that Jessica did a breakdown. Kreger, the guy who did Pearl and X, John? Ty West, who's done a bunch of great House of the Devil.
John A24. Name them off.
What about Taylor Sheridan of the Yellowstone franchises? Maybe it's time for him to break into the MCU.
I want to see Blade go up against the Duttons.
Yeah.
It's 1964.
I'd watch it if it's
We can speculate on directors all day, but I think it's time for you to direct your attention to camera 3. We want to thank our sponsor today, Athletic Greens.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of their product, AG1.
Oh, I love
I'm
AG1.
not good with healthy routines. We know that. Whoever wrote this copy can go F themselves. But AG1 makes it so easy to get all my daily nutrition in one easy and tasty drink. With one delicious scoop of AG1, you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, 74 more than I normally absorb, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, God knows I need them, I'm playing Disney Jewel Blitz too much, and adaptogens to help you start your day right.
Don't drag one sponsor into the read of the other.
It's a mashup. There's an incursion, a sponsorship incursion.
Softy boys are at it.
That's the Softy Boys. That's our brand. We're bad as we want to be. This special blend of ingredients supports your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, your energy, recovery, focus, and even aging, which doesn't happen to me. Everybody comes up to me and rubs my face and goes, "How you do it, baby boy?" And I say, "I don't know. I guess my mama made me this way."
Do people ever question if you're part vampire?
All the time, because I suck. AG1 does so much for you, including supporting better sleep, quality, and recovery. Plus, it supports mental clarity, thank God, and alertness. You better believe I'm hanging on by a thread without my AG1. AG1 is a small micro habit with big benefits. It's one thing you can do every single day to take care of yourself. And for every purchase, they donate to organizations helping kids get nutritious food, including No Kid Hungry here in the good old U.S. Reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. It's just one scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it, baby. You're done. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 travel packs with your first purchase. That sounds like a good deal to me. All you got to do is visit athleticgreens.com/breakroom. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/breakroom. Use our code, baby. It helps us. It helps them. It helps you. Take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. AG1.
Yes, thank you.
Lots of good answers in the chat about like ideas for directors for Blade. Jordan Peele's name getting thrown around out there. The Wachowskis' name getting thrown around out there, which I like.
Really?
Spike Lee, which we were talking about.
Yes.
The Spike Lee Blade movie would be insane.
No.
Scott Derrickson.
I would always take Scott Derrickson back.
He just did he was a producer on the Black Phone.
No, he wrote Black Phone.
Oh, he wrote it and produced it. Did not direct it, but he was a part of it. And of course, he's done the Sinister films.
And then a lot of people say, let Wesley Snipes' directorial debut be Blade.
He'd be so mean. He'd be so mean to Mercer.
Has he not directed anything before?
I don't know. People were saying his debut.
I think Wesley has won some awards for his direct to Redbox output. I think.
I was going to say, he was pumping out some Redbox classics for a while.
Theodore Harris did send in a super chat saying, who would you guys want to direct this movie? I like the Jordan Peele idea. I think that's a good idea.
I think as much as that'd be an awesome Blade movie, I don't think Jordan Peele doesn't need Marvel, man. That guy's getting a lot of money to make his own movies.
And let someone who's making original stories for their let him keep doing that.
I think they would put him in a box. They'd be like, oh, you can't go that far. And he'd be like, well, then I don't want to do it at all.
That's a good point.
Producer John brought up, so Mahershala Ali has this great relationship with Barry Jenkins, who directed him in Moonlight, which got Mahershala an Oscar.
Yes.
Barry Jenkins is doing the live-action Lion King sequel that's coming out in the year, I think.
If you guys bring up Joe Mufasa one more time.
It's the working title of the film.
So, I mean, Barry Jenkins would be interesting, right? He hasn't done horror or action per se, but he's like a super talented, great director that has a good relationship with the star.
What was his other movie?
He did Moonlight and Beale Street Could Talk.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I don't know if I want Blade to get that intense.
Yeah.
Why don't we just let Terrence Malick direct it, and then we can change the title to Doll?
Get out of here. No, we changed the title to Blades of Grass. That's the easy joke.
John is dying.
Hey, that's why we're the softy boys.
Dashiell liked that joke.
I set him up, you knock him down.
Also, thank you to our super chatter, Gabriel Martinez. Thanks for keeping me entertained during my Amazon deliveries. Are you driving a truck right now?
Damn,
Delivering those Amazon packages?
Oh, wait, does that mean he's waiting for his Amazon
maybe.
deliveries?
I don't know. If
I
you're
like
out
the
there,
idea
either
that
way.
he's speeding, listening to Tommy.
thank you for your service. We appreciate it.
Well,
Gabriel
and here's a
Martinez.
good one to transition. We're going to start talking about Deadpool here in a second.
okay.
Corey Candrilli in the chat saying, yesterday you guys were talking about Deadpool's suit in the Instagram teaser video, and that's the suit from the second movie when he's blown up.
Oh,
Is
right.
that
Yes, I did see, after I reviewed the footage yesterday, after the show, I said, everyone, when I was talking about that, I didn't know what the suit was, and it's clear, it is that suit.
We thought it was an all-new suit because it's not the traditional dark red
Listen,
and black.
we were scrambling over here.
We got excited.
It was all hands on deck.
Thank
we were
you,
code
Corey.
orange.
Thank you, Corey.
But thank you. Yeah, let's talk more about the Deadpool 3 plot. We had that video. They make the little jokey jokes. A lot of people in the chat pointing out John Boy. If you don't know the channel John Boy, they do great sports breakdowns, and he's really good at lip reading. He did his own lip reading analysis. I think he's pretty close to what they were saying. Basically, just a lot of slashing and pew-pews. But Ryan Reynolds had tweeted, and this was like a while ago.
Over a year ago.
Yeah.
I think it was January 2021 or something?
He said, quote, before Disney bought Fox, Deadpool 3 was going to be a road trip between Deadpool and Logan, Rashomon style, for real. He says for real. Maybe that means not for real.
Can I ask a dumb question?
Go ahead.
For a bit of a person who maybe needs to be more cultured.
Oh, it's okay.
What is Rashomon?
Okay, so this is also extremely strange because this tweet actually doesn't make a ton of sense. Rashomon is not a road trip movie.
It's not a road trip movie.
Rashomon is an old Akira Kurosawa film that is famous. It's been parodied a lot. There's a great Simpsons episode that does this. But it kind of invented the style of there's an assault and the movie is told completely from the different perspectives of the people involved. If you saw the recent Ridley Scott, Ben Affleck, Matt Damon movie, The Last Duel, where it's like they tell the entire story from Jodie Comer's perspective, the entire story from Adam Driver's perspective, the entire story from Matt Damon's perspective. It's that. So like, this is Rashomon style would mean maybe like the entire movie happens from Deadpool's point of view, and then the entire movie happens from Logan's point of view.
I think he's saying it's a road trip movie, and then you're hearing the story, but like Logan is saying like that's not how it went. Like so, it's both road trip and Rashomon.
Interesting.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So like the framing device is like them on a car.
Yeah.
And then it's mostly through flashbacks or something.
But yeah, that's very interesting. And then this idea has kind of been coming up of there was a comic run called like where basically Deadpool kills the Marvel universe. It's very interesting. Like basically they throw Deadpool and Ravencroft to try and like cure him. And his doctor turns out to be Psycho Man, who basically gets rid of all the parts of Deadpool that are keeping the psychotic parts down. And he winds up killing Psycho Man and then goes crazy, like killing characters all over the place. He kills a Fantastic Four. And it's insane. So could that be what we're building up to? I mean, friend of the show, Coy Jandro, is pitching the idea that of like Deadpool killing off the entire like Fox X-Men universe via Deadpool being like, no, we're wiping this out.
Oh.
You know, so we bought it and we're
so maybe he's got to hunt down Hugh Jackman's Logan before he can join the MCU or something.
Maybe
like
before,
that.
he's like, I gotta get you out of here because you're gonna get killed.
That seems so hard to do because they both regenerate. They both heal. But there was a comic issue where all of the adamantium was taken out of his body by Magneto, and he was just like, oh, and he was fighting Deadpool. So it was like, if something like that happens, I can see
they killed Wolverine for a little while. They put him in a statue of like, they covered him with liquid adamantium, and he was like frozen in a statue for many years in the comics. They kept him dead for a little while. It was kind of nice. We all enjoy it.
And if we're taking, this second video in good faith from Ryan Reynolds, that like the timeline implications. And again, Eric Voss is going to go into depth about this and where this could fall in the timeline in a separate video on this channel. Like, Could this be like taking place in between the last, the last X-Men movie in the timeline and Logan, right? It's taking place before the 2029 of Logan?
Yeah, I mean, that's what he's kind of implicating in that video, that this will be before. But even more than that, right? Like, you can leave all of that alone.
Yeah.
This can just be a different Wolverine.
Yeah. Multiversal.
Yeah. I don't think they need to make it more complicated than that. All I know is Deadpool better interact with Kevin Feige in this movie. Or it's such a missed
I love that
opportunity.
theory.
I want to see them talk to each other at
That
some
would be
point.
kinda fun,
Like,
yeah.
establish Kevin as the one above all. Be like he is the god of this universe, and like really establish that. I think it'd be great.
I just want Wolverine, Deadpool, and Cable to all be there in the
I
same
do want
time
Cable to
and
come
just
back.
be like,
Yeah.
what the hell are we all doing?
One of our super chatters had pointed out, I don't see it anymore, bringing Domino back, and I would
Yeah.
I
love
thought
to see
Domino
Domino
is coming
come
in the
back.
third one, isn't it?
I hope so.
I don't know
know
if
they've
Zazie Beetz has
confirmed
been
anybody.
announced yet,
Yeah.
but she was alive at the end of Deadpool 2, right?
Is
The
she
reason
gonna be in the
couldn't.
Joker too?
Zazie Beetz is. they haven't confirmed that yet. If she's going to be in Joker.
She said
Trying
she
to
was
get her
down, right?
timeline.
The interview, and she was a little
she
thirsty.
did.
Oh,
Now
it
done
was
with Atlanta, so.
Christian Unpronounceable who had brought up bringing Domino back, especially seeing the luck power. I did like the luck power.
Yeah.
Because a lot of time in the comics, especially early comic Scarlet Witch, her thing was like, her chaos was like just altering events, which is a very fun thing to see played out. And the concept of like luck and chaos and all that kind of stuff working is really cool. And I would like to see that.
Thank you to Nina Yu, the MJ2997,
Yes,
Claudia Vasquez.
Nina.
We have reached the bonus time
Oh, baby.
threshold
Stoppage
in Super Chats.
time.
So we will have a bonus segment at the end of the show where we will go into more depth, answering any Deadpool questions, reading out theories, any Blade questions, reading out theories.
Yeah, you want to get your insane theories out. Now's the time because you control the final
And these are
15
both super
minutes.
chats and regular chats. We'll be trying to grab those. Actually, tag the new Rockstars account.
Oh, yeah.
If you have a question or a theory, and that'll help them grab it. And we're going to get to at least 15 minutes worth of questions, which is a lot. But
15 minutes is a lot of time.
that is a
when you
lot of
think
time.
about
We're
it.
gonna.
You can gather a lot of trash in 15 minutes and have them all start chatting. Okay?
You can play several rounds of a Disney Emoji Blitz.
You can
in
play
15
15 minutes worth
Yeah.
of.
You could make up an AG1 and drink it and go to the bathroom in 15
I
minutes.
might. I might.
Well, Tommy, that's something you might do.
Yeah.
But something you will do.
Yeah, there's something mandatory
What?
coming down the train.
Oh, yeah? Coming
down
down
the
the train?
Are we gonna choo-choo?
I don't know.
Oh God! There's someone on the tracks! It's time for mandatory fun! That's right. The segment's so deadly. We play the graphics straight to your headly. Hit it again!
I thought you were gonna say in a medley.
Oh,
Better.
the segment that I wish you had jumped in. We'll play the graphic again. Hit it again!
Again! Papa again!
Yes. The segment that makes me feel so relaxed that we play the Thirsty Thespian graphic on wax. Hit it for me. Yum, 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 yum.
Dumb graphic.
Yum yum.
Desperately
Someone
need to see-
delete that
I
graphic.
didn't hear it until one time I was watching in the break room, and there's noise with it.
Yeah.
And I did not
Like
know
a
that.
slurping.
I thought it was someone peeing in a bathroom.
We don't have to hear the noise, but the audience does.
I
So
didn't
hit
know.
it again.
No!
Yes.
You added.
Someone get Eamon out of that window.
It's Wednesday. You know what that means.
disgusted.
It's time for She-Hulk predictions. Why don't we take a look at the current scores? Can we show those? Do we have that? Where am I?
Wow.
35. Wow, it's neck to neck to neck to neck. The trash is in the
slap
I'm
lead.
gonna fight
The
you.
trash is in the lead. What's going to happen if the trash wins? Because the winner gets the fancy dinner of their choice. Mine's going to be chicken fingers cut in bite-sized pieces so I don't choke.
That's not a fancy
French fries and
dinner.
it is
That's
for
not
me.
a fancy dinner.
It is for
That
me.
is not a fancy
It
dinner.
is for me. When you
God.
grow up like I grew up, anything with real protein in it that's not worms
That's
or
real?
rat base.
My choice for the meal is going to be the most dangerous things I can eat. whole grapes.
Human.
Hot dogs cut into coins.
Yes. They
anything
slide
that
right
shape
into
of
your
my
throat.
throat. Yeah,
Dana
yeah.
already knows in the chat, hashtag seafood boil for
Yes.
Jess.
Trust me, the Glizzard Lizard will be going down on some Pink's hot dogs if we get that, all right? Don't you worry.
So I'm just going,
I'm going to have 36 feet of hot dog in my intestines by the end of it.
Your guys just have a giant worm.
Anyway, moving on. This week, we've got a whole new episode, and it appears as though Blonsky will be getting our Emil Blonsky fix in with his wellness tree. Here's the questions I have for you guys. This has been teased. We know he's coming. Is this the week Daredevil finally appears?
I said, yeah.
Okay.
I also said yes because there's only a few. This will be episode 7.
There's three more episodes.
There's 7, 8, and 9 left. They won't drop him in the last episode.
Someone rumored that he would be in the last 3. And I was like,
okay.
I want it so bad that I'm just going to put my money
I need
where
tonight's
my
episode to be
belief
like a
is.
36-minute episode. I need them to get
without the Portuguese credits?
Yeah.
I said no.
Why, dude?
I said no to Daredevil.
Why?
No.
You think he just shows up in the finale?
I think they're teasing us again.
Oh.
And
I
they
said-
really want to stretch it
Well,
out.
what if it's like the little credits?
Then
Dan, it's a little,
if he shows up in the I will.
Oh, yeah, we should ask if there's going to be a post-credit scene as a bonus because it hasn't been in the last few weeks.
I
right?
still don't think they're in. But
I say C, there will be Daredevil.
Okay.
Now, we know everyone, Emil Blonsky's meditation retreat is going to be featured pretty heavily in this episode. How many super-powered retreat members do we think we're going to see in this episode at the retreat? Not outside of it. It has to be on the Emil Blonsky property.
And this includes Blonsky?
Includes
This
Emil
includes
Blonsky.
Total
He's a
people,
freebie.
total things.
Superhuman people,
Yeah.
not the parole officer that's clearly not a
Yeah,
superhuman.
they gotta have powers.
I said 7.
Seven.
7
Okay.
heaven.
Odd number. I went one more. I went 8.
I lowballed it. I'm going 6.
Oh.
And I went friggin' huge. I went 12. I think there's
Wow.
going to
A
be.
bunch
I
of
think they're going to
babies.
like cut over to like a softball game, and there's going to be like dudes
Oh,
jetting
that's a good
around,
idea.
ladies going, you know.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That was a good idea.
Thanks,
I didn't
guys.
think like
Thanks,
that.
Softball
Jess.
shot. Yeah. Softball
And finally,
montage,
the
yeah.
I
last
say it's volleyball. But
volleyball. Okay,
Pickleball. It's
I'm
taking the world by
I'm
storm.
pulling an emergency injunction.
Okay.
For 5 bonus points,
Okay.
Oh, is this a
what
sport?
sport is going to be
Ooh,
played
okay,
at the
okay.
Blonsky retreat, if any at all?
Okay. I think they'll go weird, wacky. I'm gonna say croquet.
I was going to say croquet! Oh my god, I was genuinely going to say croquet.
We'll say croquet then. We can have the
you're
same
gonna have 2
answer.
Oh, we
croquet
have two
picks. I'm
croquets.
saying volleyball.
You're saying volleyball. I'm going to stick with softball. Yeah.
Okay.
I genuinely was like, it's going to be cricket.
be
No, it's not going to be cricket. It's going to be croquet.
All right. So that was a rogue. We threw a rogue question. So there's 4 in there now.
Whoever gets that one right gets the food immediately.
Yeah, you immediately get a blizzard down your lizard.
No, I don't want that. I don't want
All right, now finally, the last question. At the end of every episode, we get these beautiful watercolor courtroom sketches of the episode. How many do we think they will have in the credits this week?
I think I went big.
went big.
I said 11
You did
because
say
there's
11,
genuinely
yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
As someone that
I didn't
does
go
the
back and check. I
breakdowns,
should've done that.
as someone that does the breakdowns, I was like, it's definitely more than 8.
Remember, these are all Price is Right rules, so it's closest without going over.
Oh, wait a minute.
Well,
Wait a
that's
second.
smart. I went on the
wait,
lower
wait,
end.
wait,
I
wait.
went 6, which
6?
I'm now second guessing. I feel like I should
Yeah.
have gone higher.
Well, I went for 5. And I
Well.
believe that from my shouter to my spouter.
I can tell this powder is completely
welcome.
wrong. I can name 5 off the
I
bat
love when
right
everybody-
now.
I love when the whole family gets involved.
I refuse.
Yeah, we'll get
I'm
you
the
there.
black sheep.
We'll get you there someday. You're our princess. Are you kidding me?
I can't wait to get a bigger tiara.
All right, and then I said 7. So I kind of did the old Price is Right edge out of Zach and Brandon, but I'm just below Jessica. So if there's 8, 9, or 10, your boy gets the points.
I hate the way that I understand it. It's
Yeah.
just like you have to low. You should go low. You
Yeah.
should always go low.
I
So-
mean, you could bet $1. Like if someone had bet 1 second, I think. Oh no, actually, Corey was right on with the episode length.
I was a little.
Yeah.
I was a little over. Dashiell broke the news. to me.
Anyway, the point is, it's still anybody's game. This gourmet meal at a place on the Wall of Champions, which don't pan over because there's nothing there.
Dashiell, what
God.
did we just say?
What if there was just like a crude drawing of me kissing, stick figure me kissing a girl?
Or a picture headshot
like
with a
all
hole
my
in the mouth.
drawings.
Like all my dreams.
Yeah, that's what we got,
Okay.
guys. It's anyone's game. Don't forget to watch She-Hulk tonight.
And catch up on Andor if you didn't watch it last night.
What was the scores like yesterday for Andor? I truly randomly guessed everything, and I want to know how.
I had the most points because I had Cassie and Andor.
Right now it's me. It goes Brandon, Zach, and then me and you are tied for last.
Is it because the barn woman?
The barn.
You had Bix.
You had Bix.
Not a barn.
You had Bix. I gave you points for using a kiss to manipulate someone, which is what she did with her boyfriend Tim when she was like, "Can I just stay here?"
Did anyone do the droids? The not that droid. No one said that.
No one said. No one got
unfortunately,
any
no.
bonus points for
She didn't talk about a droid. And then and then what else did you get? Oh, you got points for using secret code to do rebels spy things.
Because she was in the back.
And again, we're doing.
I gotta rewatch the episode.
We're doing 2 simultaneous fantasy prediction leagues here. One for She-Hulk that is pretty straightforward. We're guessing specific things for episodes. The one for Andor is 100% subjective based on Tommy's whims.
Yeah, it's really a psycho's playground. Anything goes. From your processor to your raw dresser.
I think we're
your raw dresser, and you point to your thighs.
We'll run a poll for who chat wants to pick for their She-Hulk predictions.
Yes.
Of the 4 of us.
You better pick me.
A couple other polls today. It seems like we asked how excited people are for Werewolf. Super excited to 54%, and then interested 38%, and then like very low for the other 2. So it seems like most people are pretty hyped on this.
Yeah.
They're doing a good job, and it's also nice to be like, hey, you only have to watch a 1-hour special.
Yep.
Less than an hour.
I'm going to the
Less
theaters
than an
to see
hour.
it.
You're gonna see it in the theaters?
It's playing at Beyond Fest.
Whoa!
No, Werewolf by Night.
It is?
Yeah.
That
I have
fun.
I have 2 tickets just in case anyone wants to come with me. But I literally was like, it's at 10:45 p.m.
When is that?
Oh, that's late.
That's late.
That's Werewolf.
October 5th.
Late night. By late night. I'm an old man. Oh, I'm not. I was born in 2002.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're the youngest. You're the baby of the Breakroom.
Listen, everybody following along knows the canon of the Breakroom. Brandon was born in 2002. Tommy is currently facing prosecution for a variety of crimes.
I'm 89 years old.
We also asked which Deadpool 3 plot idea you like the most. And most of you seem to like the idea of Deadpool kills the Fox. Kills the Fox X-Men universe.
Well,
So that means he'd kill like everyone, like our first Rogue, our first like,
Be like
maybe
everybody.
Anna Paquin, maybe
Days of Future Past pulled everything together, and so did Logan in a way.
I mean, and even who else was in the Fox superhero universe? The original Fantastic Four characters too, Jessica Alba, and
Can they kill David Hasselhoff as Nick Fury?
Oh wow, the old. Wow.
And then of course you have like the new X-Men, that movie that barely made it out of the sell-off.
The New Mutants.
The New Mutants.
Yes.
My apologies.
Oh my God! The highlight of the New Mutants for me was I took my nephew to go see it during COVID, so there was like when the drive-ins made a huge comeback, and I went to go get snacks, and my nephew, who's constantly pranking me, got a little too complacent, and I snuck up to the window and pounded on it, and he jumped into the back seat of the car like he's never been more terrified in his life.
I like how you're like the movie. This was the best part.
I don't remember anything about the movie, but that was a real highlight for me, scaring the shit out of my nephew James.
Oh my!
It was the best part.
Shout out to the entire Bechtold household. Okay, so real quick, again, tag at the new Rockstars account in the chat if you have any Blade or Deadpool 3 predictions, questions, anything like that. I think we can commence our bonus 15 minutes of
let's get it on.
Q&A here. We're going to start off. Just want to shout out a couple quick super chats here. BL saying there's a reason why they call it a garbage can and not a garbage cannot.
That's right. And all you little trash bags know it, huh?
And it looks like chat's going with Jess for their...
They always go with Jess.
Is it because of the crown?
They love
it.
Her.
Is it because of the crown? They got respect for the
beauty before brains, they always say.
The old softy boys,
I ain't got either.
Oh, Mikey Cheer saying fan cast female pool. I assume that means like a female Deadpool?
Yeah.
Oh, they do like a gender swap?
I think like that's, people were saying Jodie Comer for Sue Storm. Jodie Comer as like a Deadpool, because if you haven't seen her in Killing Eve, she's so good in Killing Eve.
She's great in everything.
She's her awesome. Playing like a psychotic kind of Deadpool
also, she's worked with Sean Levy and Ryan Reynolds in Free Guy. She's in that universe. I mean, even just... Jodie Comer showing up in Deadpool 3 as some character feels like it could
Can I throw a wild
female
card casting?
Please.
Yeah.
Cameron Diaz. Huh? Come on. Cameron Diaz.
Yeah.
She's sassy. She can be very funny. She can be very witty. She's in a lot of comedies in the late 90s, early 2000s where she was super funny. If you've ever seen Bad Teacher, I think criminally underrated and kind of ruined from the original draft into what made it to the screen, but she's really freaking funny.
That's the one that has when he's fighting with the kid about Michael Jordan versus LeBron James. I'm leaning LeBron James. But
You want LeBron James as female Deadpool.
oh my God, that'd be perfect.
My head would explode. I don't know how to even process that. Yeah.
No, I want your person.
Jodie Comer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd just be
She's
so
great.
fun.
And,
She's
and
so
if,
fun.
and if
Or just
you
put her
know,
in the MCU as a
if the Sue Storm casting comes out and it's not her, it's been rumored that she's in that, but we've got
That'd be
some
so
confirmation that she's not yet cast in that role. It would be awesome to get her somewhere in the MCU.
Did you see John Krasinski's retweets that were like, "This is our film. This is our movie.
Yeah.
This is us."
He's trying to get in on it.
John-
Thirsty Thespian.
John
That is a
Krasinski out
thirsty
there.
thespian.
He might be the most thirsty thespian
is.
of all time.
Well, also,
100%.
And that's some good news.
we're all missing the female Deadpool is Blake Lively. Come on,
right.
get out of here.
Oh, my bad.
They don't even got to leave the same house. It's right there for you.
Could their marriage survive that?
She's too busy doing A Simple Favor, and it's an amazing movie, but I want her to be
Didn't that
in
movie
the
come
MCU.
out 5 years
She's
ago?
doing a second one. They're making a second
okay.
one. It's
Anakin.
good. Good movie. Because it's a good, fun movie, John.
Whoa.
Yeah, I was a little
whoa.
disappointed by it. Hugo Z in the chat saying,
And that's bite-sized reviews from Zachy's Cactus.
Hugo Z saying,
softy
chimichangas. Hell yeah, dude, in the chat.
Chimichangas.
Kaijo Ren saying, you know what, this is something we've been talking about. I know this shows up a lot in the chat. We want to get an all-female Breakroom episode. We hear you, Kaijo Ren. We know that our gender parity not so good. It's something we're working on behind the scenes to get some more ladies on the Breakroom.
It's Philip
for sure.
Molina who keeps blocking it.
That's right.
Yeah. There's a couple problematic
At Philip Molina
higher-ups.
saying, why won't you
Yeah,
allow
you
an
guys
all-female
go to
Breakroom?
filming it right now. Tell them that
We have
Tommy
6
sent you.
female hosts hanging out right there in a containment unit. he built.
Philip Molina is the promoter of New Rockstars. He's keep him in. No, he's a good guy.
I want to see the squirrel. I mean, more than I want to see some stupid girl play Deadpool. I want to see a squirrel and other animals.
That's what you're talking about on the break room.
Yeah, I'm the break. Yeah, can we have puppets on here?
Why circle back to that point? T.D. Jones saying,
God damn, Zach.
oh no, as I'm just talking about gender parity, it's like, I don't see some stupid girl playing.
It was a joke.
I know, but
Fight! Physically fight!
Hey, the Softy Brothers.
Softy brothers don't fight each
brothers
other.
Are they breaking up?
No, we can't fight
Who's
each
turning
other.
heel?
Because then we become hard brothers.
The Hard Tea Brothers.
Not to be confused with the Hardy Brothers.
The
You're
Hardy
You're
Brothers.
the Soft Tea Brothers.
The Hardy
The
Boys.
Hardy Boys who have won a lot of tag team championships.
Softy brothers, Hardy Boys.
T.D. Jones in the chat saying, bring Domino back or I'm boicotting the movie. Just on the opening.
Hell yeah,
weekend.
TD. Use your money to speak.
Yeah, Domino was great. And as we said, we loved her and we want to see more of her. Claudine Vasquez saying, rom-com style movie between Deadpool and Wolverine. Yeah, kind of like a male bonding kind of
That was a
experience.
big thing they did with the second one or the first one because it came out on Valentine's Day. They were trying to counter program.
Right,
Will
yeah.
you
It's
scroll
all the
up really quick on
rom-coms.
the super chats really quick.
Yeah, we got MJ2997, Deadpool by Night. I like that.
Wow.
We got some Tanya Tyler, Natasha L, Nina Yu. Thank you all. Ben Enoch. Ben Enoch down there in the hurricane. Take care of yourself. Everybody in Florida, Gulf Coast, all those places. I hope you're doing well. We're sending well wishes. We got a lot of folks in New Rockstars.
If you're using your generator to watch this, don't waste your generator power on
Yes. Waste your generator power, plug it in your
Yeah.
phone, and type it in a super chat.
A lot of us at New Rockstars grew up in Florida. We
Yes.
know what it's like. We're pulling for you guys.
I did
down
not
there.
grow up in Florida.
Thank
I grew
God.
up on the West Coast, and we don't really get. Oh, we got earthquakes.
And me?
You just
grew
got
up
the
in New
bills.
York.
That's all you got.
You got the Bills.
Yeah, my only
That's
natural
enough of a
disaster
natural
is our
disaster.
Buffalo Bills playoff
Didn't that
games.
team lose?
Oh, come on.
Tommy literally just. I saw his soul leave his body for a second.
What?
And all that was left behind was rage.
Okay, I'm sorry. Am I wrong?
Okay, we got some other cool super chats and chats in general. Brandon, you want to read out a couple of those other
I can't
ones?
see who sent it, but so yesterday you guys were talking about Deadpool suit.
Oh, we did read that one already.
Sorry.
Eldritch Ein. I don't know how to pronounce your name, Eldritch, but that's an awesome name. Okay, and right there at the beginning of the super chat, you don't have to say my name.
Too late!
Well, I attempted it, probably butchered it. I suspect Adam Project and Free Guy are extended multiverse via Deadpool.
Yes.
Kev F calls Reynolds a force of nature.
I hope they have to make some sort of connection. Free Guy did such a good job, and they made so much money that they will. I hope they make some connection, even if it's just him listening to every Mariah Carey song.
Is that Irish? Eldritch, call in if you know.
Call in if you know.
There's a nice accent on there.
Fragor was asking, like, when do you think we'll see Blade in the MCU? Kind of like saying, do you think we would see Blade before the Blade movie?
I like talking about this, right? Like, do we see another...
We never saw Blade.
Well,
we heard Blade.
Yes, and so far, right, all the characters that have been arriving in post-credit scenes are not confirmed to be in future properties, right? Harry Styles' Eros, right, is not...
Who knows?
We don't know when...
Hercules, who knows?
Hercules, Charlize Theron's character from Multiverse of Madness. Clea. We don't know Clea. We don't know when any of these are going to show up. Blade's kind of the only post-credit character we know is getting a film or a show. Right. And so, like, do we see Mahershala as Blade sometime before this film comes out?
I think Blade is, he's going around the East Coast. He stops in New Jersey. He's getting some coffee at a little coffee shop in a little neighborhood. And this woman walks in that seems a little odd. And he recognizes her because she's Agatha Harkness, the evil witch, but she's not acting like Agatha Harkness. What is she doing? Blade kills everyone in the coffee shop, steals Agatha Harkness.
No.
That's what he kind of did.
That's how the show ends.
We have been talking about, so as of right now, House of Harkness is scheduled to come out after Blade, right? In Phase 5?
I can't see the graphic, but yes, it is.
Yes, right? Almost.
Isn't it Coven of Chaos now?
No
longer
House of
Harkness.
Coven of Chaos, not House of Harkness. So, but, I mean, if Blade could get delayed, maybe it comes out after Coven of Chaos, and maybe then, but maybe Mahershala makes an appearance there. I like that, right? One thing we've been speculating on for a while, do we see a Midnight Suns?
We have the video game coming out. Looks pretty fun. Bucky Barnes, I saw your chat. Thank you for the $9 to go buy a beer. Unfortunately, I have too many AG1s in my stomach right now, and the beer would just be absorbed by the powerful athletic greens. Yeah.
The greens would shoot it out. GSU Eagle 117 suggesting for the extra 15 minutes that everyone in the office should challenge each other to a classic fight using multiple parts of their body. Unfortunately, the HR department will not allow us.
Yeah. And by the way, that's just my style, guys. I trained with the greats. Lee, Seagal.
Steven Seagal said,
no, I'm sorry, Jason Segel.
Oh,
I'm sorry, the Lee was Spike Lee.
It was former Phillies pitcher Cliff Lee.
Jason Seagal.
Norris.
Nina, you had said in a super chat, saying just because someone in the chat was being a hater, who are these haters in the chat?
Yeah, haters in the chat, I got one thing to tell you. Get ready to have mouth, hands, and butt all over you, okay?
It's about to be. Chat want that from you, Tommy. Don't reward them.
I'm coming at you with all three. Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Thank you, Sean Davies, for the super chat. Jason Morante asking, do you think Elsa Bloodstone is a harbinger of the death of Doctor Strange or Midnight Suns?
Well, and a couple, I want to talk about in relation particularly to Blade, right? Elsa Bloodstone shows up in Midnight Suns comics and stories every once in a while, so she could come back, right? That talented actress from the Nevers series, and she's done a lot of stuff. Maybe we see her. I guess we have to make sure she survives Werewolf by Night, but maybe she shows up at more properties. And then the most recent She-Hulk episode, right, had a tiny Easter egg about, was it Madam Blood or whatever? Mr. Immortal, he references one of his previous wives, right? Is this character, am I getting it right? Madam Blood, who's
it's Blood Cromwell, or Baroness Cromwell.
Yes.
Who it could be, I suggest, I think it's just King Henry's the third wife.
No.
Is Mr. Immortal King
Henry?
Henry?
Musical? It's okay. We'll talk.
Why couldn't he be? He
Is Mr.
loves
Immortal
wives. Could he have been King Henry?
He could. I think he was. We can get into this later.
Hey, the Tudors.
The Tudors, but it could be because people were suspecting it could be her, the Baroness, and I was like, yeah. Now that we're getting into spooky stuff, we easily could. I would like to lean. If we had to choose one to lean, I would the chat went away with the person's name.
Elsa Bloodstone?
Yeah, I'd rather it be Elsa Bloodstone.
Yeah. But I just like the idea, like, we just met an immortal character.
Yeah.
Vampires traditionally are immortal, right? Like, maybe he would have crossed paths with another immortal, maybe a vampire, have been married
They're
at some
both
point.
in New Jersey. They stopped by a coffee
Jane
shop.
Seymour's sister. Thank you guys.
Jane Seymour has a sister?
Yeah, and that's Baroness Cromwell.
Jane Seymour, not the actress from
no,
Dr. Quinn Medicine
I
Woman,
thought-
but
I
the
thought
historic
Yes.
Jane Seymour. Thank you. I got confused.
Sex the musical. Thank you.
Mikey Cheers had asked
Six
this
Divisions.
early on. Where the Hulk are all these superpowered individuals coming from?
Yeah.
Talking about, this is like an interesting idea in She-Hulk. It's like suddenly there's all these people with powers, mostly on the West Coast as far as we know. But why, people don't seem super fazed by it. They seem to be cool with it. Now this show is interesting because it is kind of a comedy. And we haven't really viewed the MCU through the lens of a comedy before. Super comedy, you can argue that Ant-Man's a little more comedic, Thor Ragnarok's like a little more comedic, but this is like mostly comedy. But has the MCU just kind of like gotten used to so much weird stuff going on? I mean, we already talk about this in the office all the time and on Big Question and stuff, where it's like these are citizens who have lived through half the population getting wiped out and then coming back, and also there's Tiamat, and also giant space robots have shown up
Battle
in the
of
sky.
New York.
Yeah, there's been alien
Wakanda just came out of nowhere.
Yeah. So it's like at this point they're like, oh, I don't care if there's a guy walking down the street who's a bull. Who cares?
Yeah, 100%.
Doesn't even bother him anymore.
I mean,
I don't care if there's a green bull hanging out at Carmitage. That's no problem. We can just have that be no big deal.
Renta, everyone knows Renta.
Wait. You think that's weirder than just the existence of Carmitage?
Tom is the problematic person in the MCU.
What is stranger? A bull that's a man or a man that's a bull?
Well, would you rather
What part
strangle
is
a
the
man with
bull
your
and what
bare
part
hands or
is the man?
strangle a bear with your bare hands? Shout out Dinner Detective, baby.
Dinner Detective joke. That's interesting. Well, also, right, like, this is all, it's kind of a metaphor for us, the viewer, right? We all started with Iron Man 1, much like the MCU did, right? Where it's like, nobody with superpowers, it's a guy that builds something from a box of scraps, right? It's all science and believability. But, like, over time, as we've met, masters of the mystical arts, as we've met, aliens, as we've met like eternal creatures and stuff like that, we have become like more open-minded to man bulls and
I certainly have evolved a lot on my staunch anti-man bull stance in my college years when I marched against it.
You love a pony boy.
I do.
I
love a pony horse. I love a pony boy.
A booty bead.
Yes. Booty beads in the chat.
But it's also a case of like the movies aren't necessarily there to catch us up on everything that at ground level. That's more for the shows, I suppose.
And even think about like, if Manbull's not out there like trying to destroy the world or take over foreign governments, why would his storyline ever rise to the point where the Avengers need to care about him, right?
I mean, you all got that guy in your downtown district who's he's a little wacky and he's hanging around and he wears crazy things and he does crazy things. To you see him every day, you're like, oh, that's just the crazy guy in downtown who wears 20 bathrobes.
There's a guy in Burbank, not too far from our office. Though our office is
Not
somewhere on the dark side of the moon.
Caledonia, Mumford.
There's a guy for years, I've seen this man all the time, in a full, this was before even the Mandalorian series started, in a full Boba Fett outfit on an electric skateboard going like 30 miles an hour. He rides around LA.
Is he
just
single?
Doing that all the time.
Where is he?
And
Send
has
him
for
my
years.
number.
And it's like, that guy could be some kind of power.
And he loves to go to Subway and he tells the cashier all the time, I could take this home hot or I could take this home cold. Doesn't matter to me.
And by the way, hold it on him for a second. By the way, if you don't think you have a crazy person in your town, that means you are the crazy person.
Hey, if I'm in your yard, that means you're going crazy.
Take me out to dinner.
Let him finish what he was going to say.
Maurice was saying, is it possible it's set in the 838 universe? I assume talking about Deadpool.
Deadpool 3.
Eric thinks that, right? Isn't that Eric's
That
theory?
would be an interesting, because I assume the 838 we saw, and I don't know about multiverse hopping. Was it the same year when they go to the 838? Is that what that
Presumably
New York
there's
looks
no
like
time travel when you're crossing
Yeah,
universes.
you cross.
right?
Is it a straight like 1-to-1 time transfer when you hop universes?
Wait, are you talking about the end of Deadpool 2?
Well, no, I'm talking about Multiverse of Madness.
Oh, sorry.
When he goes to the 838, and it's like, oh, it seems much more futuristic. Now, is that because Reed Richards back in the 60s started doing stuff and like totally changed the trajectory of society? I don't know. But it did seem like they were in a future version of the world. But that's what I don't know about how it works. But you bring up a good point at the end of Deadpool when like he's jumping around. He goes to see Ryan Reynolds before he uses Cable's powers, right, to travel through time. He goes see Ryan Reynolds before he makes
a
little
I mean, it'll be very hard to make that post-credit scene in Blade 2 or in Deadpool 2 canon, right? Where he's literally going
and he saves his wife.
Yeah,
he brings her back. Deadpool, I was like, leave everything as is.
I want someone to be like, acknowledge when Deadpool's talking to the screen. Like, do they see Deadpool turn and like talk to something, or do they not even see it happen? Is it like Saved by the Bell where he's doing it outside of time?
Well, that's an interesting point. And one other character that already is in the MCU that does that, She-Hulk. Could She-Hulk show up in Deadpool 3? And they both try to break the fourth wall at the same time.
That'd be funny if he's like,
confusing.
He gets like arrested and she's the lawyer and she's just like, what the hell's going on?
I mean, it goes to like one of the things I like most about Rick and Morty, which you gotta have a really high IQ to appreciate Rick and Morty.
Which you do.
The idea that Rick is aware that he's in a show, and the whole reason he goes on these crazy adventures is because like if they don't keep making the show, he dies. Which is true in a weird way. This idea that a character you've created is aware of his own mortality, and that like if there's not an audience watching me, I don't exist. So that's why he has to make the show so fun and entertaining and have like wubba lubba dub dub and all that shit. Like that's so fascinating to me. So the idea that Deadpool knows we're watching and has to make good movies, or else they won't keep making Deadpool movies. Is fascinating. And like I would love it if Deadpool acknowledges like they bought my studio out and like I'm gonna get canceled and like Kevin Feige won't let me say fuck in his universe and I need to figure this out. Like what am I gonna do?
That'd be fun.
Like is a struggle for his own life.
I believe Alf had a similar self-awareness. The puppet Alf.
Alf.
The old
if you ever read about what it was like making Alf, look that up because it was hell on earth for everyone involved.
Check it off on your bingo card.
Yeah.
Real quick, one last super chat. I want to shout out. A couple of others. BL saying, have we predicted Deadpool 3 based on Deadpool kills Marvel Universe, except it's Deadpool kills the Fox Universe? Yeah, we kind of talked about that a little bit, BL, but we like that idea. That's certainly in the running. And then JH saying, Blade will be in Wakanda. Hulk is a mutant. Blade will be in Wakanda. Interesting. In the comics, they're not really connected.
I would love it if like Namor wins at the very end and he's taking over, and then just this giant knife sword goes through his heart and cuts him in
wet
half.
footprints of blood leading to the throne.
Yes, the dumb footprints. I would also like to bring up when you brought up Alf earlier. I was born in 2002, and I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, Alf was a puppet that had his own sitcom and then his own late night show, and then weirdly mostly Pog and sticker things for a while.
Wasn't he like an anteater?
A Nardvar.
He kind of looks like him.
But
he's an alien.
Technically, he was an alien.
He's a Xandorian, I think.
And he ate cats and I think also loved lasagna. Or am I
No, that's
confusing with
Garfield.
Okay.
He
liked eating cats who ate lasagna.
Yes.
I only know from this because of Family Guy. He literally ate cats and we were okay with it.
Oh, not when we were okay with it. We cheered him on as he did it.
We never.
We fed him those cats.
Greener saying in the chat, have Deadpool 3 start with being pruned by the TVA.
Oh.
That would get very complicated, but I love it.
Damn.
All right, we have
the
over.
New Rockstars chat is coming for us. They said keep talking about Alfia boomers.
Whoa.
Was that you, John?
That's producer John.
That's producer John.
Producer John's the oldest one out of all of us.
What John was born in 1972, I believe.
That's right. He's turning 50 this year.
Yeah, God bless him.
All right. Well, I think we've over-delivered on our bonus 15 minutes. I think it's closer to bonus 23 minutes at this point. Thank you, everybody that stuck with us. If you're still watching, hit like on this video. Hit that thumbs up. Why not? Then, if you do it right now, you'll get to see that number tick up as a bunch of your friends who are also watching.
Won't that feel
also
nice?
Do it. Yes.
Won't you feel powerful? And then subscribe too. We're sick of it. Okay? And stop playing your games. Subscribe to the channel. Okay? No hiding from me.
One game
I know where you all live.
One game you can keep playing. Emoji Blitz.
That's right. Don't forget to watch.
It's great on the toilet.
She-Hulk coming out tonight, and we'll be talking about the episode tomorrow. So we'll see you.
We'll talk about the episode tomorrow. Jessica will have a breakdown up on Friday.
Keep it Gucci.
I think I have a breakdown for Barbarian coming out.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Also tomorrow. Yeah.
So.
And I'll be breaking down in my shower this evening.
And I'll be breaking down the new Tubi Films Johnny Depp trial.
Yeah.
I'll be doing the breakdown for that.
And if you guys don't give us 1,000 in super chats by Friday, I'll break down the monsters. That's a threat.
The new one or the old
Supposedly
one?
it's good.
Yeah, it's supposed to be good. I like Rob Zombie.
All right, everybody.
Rob
Thank you
Zombie.
so much.
Zob Rombi says, it's great.
What does Wired Magazine say?
They say,
Was it Tim Allen?
Tim Allen at the end. I'm from 2002. I don't know who Tim is.
All right.
No, he's Buzz Lightyear.
He's the Santa Claus.
Thank you all for watching.
Tim the Tool Man.
Latest, get us.
Bye.
Auf Wiedersehen.